What makes you think that the Secretary's threat to begin to take steps to suspend cooperation if the Russians don't act to stop the violence immediately is likely to get the Russians to actually stop the violence?
Well, I think that's a question you'd have to ask Foreign Minister Lavrov.
No,
We know
you made the offer. I'm asking you. Why do you think that offer?
I know you're
will
asking me,
work?
but I can't speak for the Russians. What I can tell you is that we know, as I've said here from the podium many times, we know that they want a measure of cooperation between our two militaries. We know that they want the establishment of a joint implementation center. And for our part, we wanted that too, because we thought that that could help us advance the fight against a group like al-Nusra in particular. So there isn't, we believe, an incentive on their part to have this cooperation from a military perspective. But we've seen nothing since the agreement was reached in Geneva on September 9th that would lead us to believe Russia's serious about meeting its end of these commitments. So that's my best way of answering your question. I think putting this to the Russians would also be a valuable exercise.
But you're making an offer, even though you've seen nothing to suggest that they're going to take it. And I don't understand why you're still leaving this one last chance, if it is a last chance, and if you don't give them another opportunity next week or next month to do this. I just don't understand why, given what you have yourselves seen, and the Pentagon accused them of having carried out the bombing on September the 19th, correct? Because the two Su-24s that were right over the aid convoy site. You have seen an intensification of air and ground bombardment of Aleppo over the last 5 days. I don't understand why you believe there's any reason why the Russians would seize on what you say is their desire for, military cooperation with the United States for intelligence sharing, when they have, in your own words, shown no reason to make you believe that. So why are you doing this? Why not just say it's over?
I didn't say that we believe that this would change their calculus. I don't know whether it will or it won't, and neither is the Secretary. The purpose of the call today was to express our deep and grave concern about what's been happening in just the last several days, let alone what happened last week, and that given what we've seen on the ground and in the air around Aleppo, unless something dramatically changes very, very soon in terms of their willingness to take the kinds of steps to get to where we agreed we would be in Geneva on September 9th, unless we see something extraordinary, something significant very, very soon, we are going to have to take those steps to suspend our bilateral engagement on Syria. And that, and that's not an insignificant move for us. I think the purpose of the call today wasn't to express an aspiration that they'll suddenly see the light and do the right thing. It was to say, we haven't seen you do the right thing. In fact, quite the contrary. As Russian jets continue to fly over Aleppo and continue to strike opposition and civilian infrastructure, not just Syrian jets, Russian jets, and I think, and you can see it in the readout, and certainly speaking for the Secretary, a measure of his frustration that he had to place this call today and deliver that very tough message to Foreign Minister Lavrov.